Good morning, Heyoka Tribe. It's your boy, Heyoka Terry. And today, I want to talk about my first job. I used to be a boat specialist at a summer camp in New York, where we took the kids from the city to a campground in upstate New York. And it was a cool place. Like, I grew up there. Like, I went to a few camps there, and I used to have fun. But they switched to campgrounds when I became an adult. And I didn't like the new place as much, but it is what it is. Either way, I was the boat specialist, so I worked directly with the lifeguards and stuff. And I was already in college. So I had education on marine biology and how water affects the human body. I say that because later on in this video, I'm going to explain why I mentioned how water affects the human body. Even though it was summer, it was still upstate New York. And New York is bipolar in the beginning of summer sometimes. So when I was working there as the boat specialist for 3 years in the summer, it would be cold in the mornings, like really cold. And me being the nerd that I am, the intelligent person that I am, I'm not trying to put these kids on these boats, especially rowboats that are hundreds of pounds, kayaks that are not that heavy, but whatever, and canoes. What happens if those boats flip over and I have to go save them and these kids are dealing with hypothermia? Who's going to be blamed for that? It will be me, because I was the one that, right? But I was being yelled at by upper management, the director of the camp, to make sure that every single kid and every single kid that wanted to go and every single group that came to me goes out, no matter what, pretty much, unless it was raining or whatever. Because I used to tell kids no. I used to tell them no. When it was cold, no. I'm not doing that. Because I know what's going to happen if those boats flip over in the middle of the lake and these kids catch hypothermia or worse. And the reason why I was being yelled at is because these counselors, uneducated counselors, were coming at me like, oh, I wanted to go. Okay, cool, that's nice. You don't see your child that you're responsible for over there shivering in her little bikinis, but I'm the problem? And the director was known for yelling at people at the top of his lungs all the time. I have a few people that can vouch for me on the social media because I used to work with them. I'm not going to name no names. If they want to expose themselves, that's on them. But I did not want to send these kids out onto this boat because I understood that if anything happened, I would be the one that was going to reap the responsibility for it. Especially since nothing was in writing about me being forced to put these kids on these boats, no matter what the conditions were. So that I've never been a good employee because I'm not a person who just likes to say yes. I'm not a yes man. I hate that. To be honest, I hate being a yes man. I don't like being a yes man. It's not for me. I can't just sit here and do something immoral in my eyes because someone has an ego drive. But That's the problem with a lot of people. They don't have a backbone. But within the 3 years of me being there, the only people to ever fall out the boat were lifeguards and counselors that were right at the dock because they got into the boats wrong. Thank God. I'm so happy that happened because I believe all the boat specialists from before me had people flip out in the middle of the lakes and they had issues with that. So I guess I did my thing. But yeah, man, I don't like sending kids out into cold weathers, especially when I know the water. Here's a fun fact. Water takes away your body heat, 20 times faster than air heat? So, like, if you dump your body into, like, as Jack from Titanic, he fell into that ice cold water, and the reason why he died so fast is because water takes away your body heat 20 times faster than air does. And that's why he died so fast. He died from hypothermia within minutes, probably, minutes. So, with that being said, guys, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if you lose your job. Do the thing that's right. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be you taking accountability. So remember that. And like, comment, subscribe on my YouTube. Follow, comment, and like on my social media platforms, TikTok and Instagram. That's another story I was just sharing with you guys. And if all of the people that worked with me at that job that still follow me and keep up with me in social media, you could go ahead if you want to expose it if you want to. Peace.